Good morning, good midday, hello everyone, welcome. It is the 21st of February, so 21 days in a row now. We've been doing a 10-minute portrait every day. Hi Susanna, Verena, Tom, nice to have you here. Yesterday I did this sketch of Kate Bush and I wasn't really feeling it. So after I sketched Kate Bush again, and I was more happy with the result of this one. And if you want to check out the process, I uploaded the video of this where I didn't talk at all, which is different. And I was just sketching. So I was happier with the drawing that I got set up, and that was something that I didn't do with this one. So I'm going to try something a bit different today, something that I kind of kicked off the month with, and I'm gonna do it again now. Hi Alexa, hi Shannon, welcome, nice to have you all here. We're gonna be, hi Uta, we're gonna be sketching Lil Yachty, who is a rap artist, just 26 years old, and has this year released I don't know what genre it is, if it's really psychedelic rock, but it's been #1 in the charts for alternative music, apparently. So here is this reference image of Lil Yachty. And I listened to a conversation with him and Duncan Trussell. I've linked it down in the description. And I think the idea of, hi Claire, 81 Tizzle, hello. The idea of psychedelic music is a pretty fascinating one, and psychedelic and other kind of realms of perception is pretty interesting. And I've also linked a video, Say Something, which is pretty trippy and potentially I don't it's super interesting. I enjoy some pretty strange and kind of some stuff and I guess a lot of other people do, because this guy's got 10 million Instagram followers. It's pretty mind-blowing. So let's sketch. I'm going to start with the pencil. I have the red and blue pencil, and since I felt like it, I don't know, something didn't really click for me yesterday, so I thought I'll start with the kind of underdrawing. I can't even remember what my process was yesterday, but I remember towards the end feeling like, what's going on? I didn't really dig it so much. So it's been interesting. I looked through some of Lil Yachty's videos, and it's actually a music genre which I wasn't really aware of. I'm always amazed when I look into to be oh, who is this person? And it's 10 million followers on Instagram. What? And just one of these things, you realize there's so much that you just don't know. And so the genre of mumble rap is something that, I don't know, there was definitely a phase where I didn't take in much kind of new media for a long time. And so I think I missed it. And it was interesting checking it out, because it's also content-wise very very sexual music, which has never kind of really been my thing. But it's interesting. I've listened to some conversations with him now about his made this psychedelic rock album, and it's interesting that he's gone from being quite well known in one genre to doing something really different, and the kind of inner exploration that it kind of entails, I find really fascinating. And so I've been listening. Say Something is his new album, which came out this year. No, Let's Start Here. Say Something was the one song that I've linked to. That's on the Let's Start Here album. And it's interesting. He talks about being super inspired by The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, and which I realize I've never listened to in its entirety. And I know it's one of those albums that people like to turn the lights out and go on a journey with it. So I was just listening to some of that this morning. And but yeah, the it's a super interesting kind of listening to this conversation about the creation of the album with Duncan Trussell, who has, I think, a really interesting podcast, the Duncan Trussell Family Hour, where he has conversations with comedians and spiritual teachers and musicians and all sorts of interesting stuff. So that was a really cool chat to listen to, which got me curious about the music that he was making. And he also talks about his journey, like being super famous at 18 years old, straight out of school. And I was wondering if like the for some folks that the very sexual nature of his like early popular music, it's like fitting to the age perhaps. Although as I mentioned, it was like not really the genre or area of interest that I had at the time. Not in that sense, like as music. It was just not kind of like the music I was into. But pretty the idea of being like so successful in one thing or so well known, and then to like take a big step and do something really different is I think really fascinating. Shannon's pretending to be sketching and learning by watching. Awesome. Hello Charlotte. Blue Shine Art is joining us from Canada. Cool. What was I gonna work with? I want to do my ink. So ink wash now. See how we're going. Nice to have you here, Charlotte. How have you been? Hi Chris from Rosenthal. Nice to have you here too. Nice to have all of you here. It's just so cool hanging out and drawing together, knowing that you were out there sketching along as well. The music video for Say Something is really, really wild. It's interesting, the whole kind of realm of psychedelic exploration that I have often been very kind of fascinated by and drawn to in certain film and music. And I think these like other realms of perception and experience are super interesting, and sometimes like disturbing, but just kind of like if you're in for a ride, check out the Say Something video. It's kind of like, it's funny and disturbing and dreamy and really interesting. And I think it's interesting how other people go through these journeys and create stuff, and we can kind of experience vicariously through their kind of expression and what they've put into the world. It's kind of fascinating. Do I ever feel like I want to try lots of new techniques and mediums? I don't know. Do I feel like that? This month I decided to focus on ink, but I have been mixing up my process a bit, like this starting with a pencil, colored pencil. I don't feel like I mix things up too much, although I do actually. Like, I use lots of mediums. I don't feel like I'm strictly I really like ink, but I also have rediscovered a love of watercolor and this is too wet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go that dark on this at the moment. So for a long time I really focused on natural inks and making ink, and then kind of went back to just kind of like the store-bought ink for a while, calligraphy pen. And last year I had a Procreate phase, which was super interesting because it enables you to create images in a way that you really can't with traditional media. So that was fun to explore that. And I have worked with oil in the past, and I really enjoy it as a medium, which is kind of I found it hard to breathe when I was working with it, and I didn't want to be kind of polluting the water system where we lived with solvents and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of really interested in using a lot of different media, exploring different things, and I feel like whatever media you kind of use, you're always building upon the experience, the way you train yourself to see and look at things and perceive. I think the idea of perception is really interesting, which is kind of interesting about psychedelic music. Like a soundscape of perception. I don't know, something kind of fascinating. Changing styles and subjects. All right, I feel like I've running out of time. I don't know, this is too wet, and I might go a bit over time with this one. I got this red marker for the hair. Charlotte, you use a lot of different mediums, right? That's I'm interested in exploring color more. Like I'm always very cautious with color, and to be able to use color boldly, like I sometimes do with ink, I feel like that would be a kind of potential evolution of my process to I guess let go of the fear and apprehension of using color, like many of my friends who create really amazing, bold, colorful work. Oh, that's really dark. Why is everything so dark? All of my brushes are so dark. All right, I'm gonna go along with this. That was 10 minutes, but I need more time. So feel free to take a bit longer than 10 minutes today, because I am. Tonight, it's Tuesday. The whole day is Tuesday, but Tuesday nights we sketch together via Zoom every Tuesday. So I'd love you to come join us. And I think it's really wonderful practice for this whole thing of working within a time constraint. And we sketch between 30-second and 6-minute portraits of each other. We pose for each other and chat about things. And it was carnival here yesterday. My kids were all dressed up for carnival, and if you feel like coming and want to get dressed up, feel free. Every Tuesday we meet at 7:30 p.m. German time. All right. It's so wet. There are things I want to do in here which are tricky with the wetness. But I'll see what I can do. And just, I don't know what happened to that 10 minutes. Yesterday and today has been like, I felt pretty challenging with the time constraint, but I'm just going to keep going. Such a cool reference photo, and I try and keep it brief, but try and reach some sense of satisfaction as well as keeping it brief. And as my darling sister pointed out last week sometime, it's the at least 10-minute portrait challenge. Take longer if you need it. Lil Yachty is on TikTok as well, and it's interesting. I was just looking just yesterday and today. Yesterday he had 6 posts on his Instagram, and today he's only got 3. So it seems to just like put things up temporarily and delete them. But on TikTok, he's got heaps of videos. Yeah, and it's already been 3 weeks of these 10-minute portraits for this round, which is just kind of tidying things up this morning, and just got so many sketches. Rick Rubin and Kanye do that. They delete posts. Yeah, Rick Rubin only ever has 1 post, right? Yeah, Adam Shaw knows how to paint with colors. So I'm pretty excited about Thursday and Drawn Together. Our guest Adam Paquette is a really incredible oil painter and fantasy illustrator, and it's going to be really cool hanging out, talking to him. So come join our Drawn Together show on Thursday. All right, I feel like this needs to dry down a bit, and I'd give it like some more definition and stuff over time. But it's been fun. How's everyone else feeling with this one? Oh, and I mentioned earlier that yesterday's right at the beginning, in case you missed it. Yesterday's live stream, I redid my sketch of Kate Bush, and I uploaded it just as a video. So if you're interested in seeing me tackle yesterday's sketch again, the reference from yesterday, then check out the video section of my channel, and you can just watch me draw as I silently draw Kate Bush. All right. Thank you, Tom. Glad you like it. Thanks, Claire. It's always nice to get some support. I notice also if you're sharing your work, I'd love you to tag me and use the hashtags that I've got up on the screen. And it's been really nice just noticing that a lot of people often are posting stuff and like, oh, I wasn't really happy with this, or like even just doing it, and the whole thing about this challenge and just about drawing and sketching together and just sticking at it and drawing together is through each experience, each portrait that we do, to work our way through and to do it together. And often people will share something and be like, oh, I wasn't too happy with this, but then people are like, oh, this looks great. And I know that thing that even sometimes like the next day, like if you're like kind of discontent with something, or you just come back to it a while later and you're like, oh, this is actually, I kind of see something in it, which after the fact, you kind of can look at it with fresh eyes. And when you're stuck in the process of doing it, sometimes it can be challenging to kind of, you're just like perceiving in a different mode as you're working on it compared to being a viewer. And then it's interesting to see afterwards what is it about particular pieces that you like or don't like so much, and how do you go about making further pieces with that experience? How does it inform your choices in future? All right. Just going and going. I don't know how long this has been now. Probably it's going to be more like a 20-minute portrait. But I also spent 20 minutes on yesterday's. It was just 2 individual pieces. And this somehow has expanded from 10 minutes into 20 or so. Okay, are we done? Is everyone done? Am I done? Come back and draw with me again tomorrow. Same time tomorrow on the YouTube. And I'd love you to come sketch with me tonight and every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. German time. Tom often makes 2 or 3 sketches and hope to learn from your own sketches. Yeah, it's a super cool idea. I've seen a few people who do like multiple versions, or they'll even find new reference of the same musician that we've drawn that day, and do another take, another interpretation from another perspective. And it's really cool to see everyone like really seizing the opportunity to practice and learn together. It's really awesome. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Lil Yachty, for your psychedelic delvings and super interesting music. So check out that video if you want to be taken for a ride. Say something. It's a really interesting love story and drama and dreamy and nightmare-y and surreal. If you're not into that kind of thing, don't watch it. But I was thinking it felt kind of David Lynchy to me. This weird kind of like, what's going on? Wow. But it like makes sense, but it's just like trippy, and it's supposed to be. All right, cool. Thanks everyone. See you again tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow. I hope you will be too. And thanks Kitty, Tom. Thank you everyone. 15 of you here. Wow. If you want to give me some thumbs up, that would be great. And leave a comment, come back and watch the next ones and subscribe to my channel, because I'm doing lots of these live streams and it's super fun. All right. That's it for today. Thank you to each and every one of you. I would love to see your interpretations of this piece. So yeah, be sure to tag me on... it looks a little bit blurry. What's going on? The table's more in focus than the drawing. Does that look better? Tag me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok. Lil Yachty is also on Instagram, TikTok, and Lil Boat on YouTube. And thanks for being here. Thanks for drawing along. And hi, Monica. Hi, everyone. Maya's here as well. Wow, all these people are here. So nice. Hey, Kitty. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for being here. And if you have time, 7:30 p.m. German time, draw with us via Zoom. The link is in the description below, and also in my link tree on Instagram. And most of you who I see in the chat have been there with us before, so you know how to get there. See you next time, and peace. Finished? You see this? Finished.